and welcome to the show. Today we are joined by Subinder Singh Prem, the Managing Director at Reebok India. Thank you, Mr. Prem, for joining.
Thanks so much.
So let's start by talking how you're looking to position Reebok in India in, let's say, in the next 5 years.
Well, I think that firstly we are very positive about the Indian market. The Indian market is booming, and it's adding an avalanche of new consumers to the business. So Reebok is a sports and fitness brand, and if you look at it, we have a 51% market share. We have the largest network of stores with 675 stores in the country. We are looking at expanding that base. We are looking at taking sport to every tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 city, about taking Dhoni and our athletes everywhere there and growing the business.
How are you trying to integrate sports and lifestyle in your business? Let's talk about your lifestyle stores, how you're looking to expand them.
So what we are doing is that we realize that for the lifestyle orientation, we need to look very different. We need to look more boutique-y, we need to look more stylized. We also have collections. We have collections inspired by Dhoni. We have collections inspired by Bipasha Basu. We have collections inspired by Scarlett Johansson, who is one of our top Hollywood actresses. So what we've done is we are opening standalone lifestyle stores along with our performance stores. So if you look at a lifestyle store, you have the latest canvas collections, you have shoes inspired from music, like the DJ shoes, you have a denim collection actually designed by Dhoni. I think one of the most exciting parts was when Mahendra Singh Dhoni walked into our office and said, "Get out, give me 2 days, I want to sit down and design my own denims."
So how many stores we can expect, let's say, and what's the timeline of these stores to roll out?
Currently, we have about 12 stores for lifestyle, and going forward at the end of the year, we'll have 50 stores. Obviously, on the other end of the business, we have 650 sports performance stores. So it's a balance there that we have a lot of performance stores, which is because Reebok is seen as a sports brand. But on lifestyle, making it more trendy, making it more stylish, we're looking at about 50 lifestyle stores by end of the year.
All right. Now let's talk about your specialty stores. You're looking at kids wear segment. You said you're targeting a lot on women. What's going on there?
I think let's talk about kids first. Like I said, I think these sporty champs have got sport on their mind 24 hours. My little son at 11:30 at night, when I put him to bed, he looks at me and says, "Dad, 6 ball khila doge mujhe?" You know, even at night the guy's got thinking of cricket, right? I don't know, is it IPL or what it is, right? And we realize that if you look at kids, they're always jumping around. They are the ones who always need sports gear. They need comfortable track pants, they need t-shirts, and they need jerseys, and they need shoes. So we realize that market is really untapped. So one of our big focuses is going after the juniors. We're looking at specialist stores for them, where we can look at cricket, basketball, soccer, their school uniform stuff, like, school shoes and everything. I think that's a huge potential there.
How do you plan to capture the kids market? Do you plan to integrate it into your existing stores, or do you plan to have specialty stores for kids?
We're looking at both. So we're looking at, in some of our larger format stores, as we call them, arena stores, like the one we have in South Extension, or what we have in Lansdowne in Calcutta, or in Jubilee Hills in Bangalore, in Hyderabad, where we have a 10,000 square feet store. We have a separate kids area. We're also looking at opening only junior stores, where, and the whole idea there is to capture the imagination of the kids.
So going forward, what kind of partnerships do you see with other brands?
Well, I think partnerships would be intrinsically about capturing the imagination of the kids.
But what brands are you targeting?
Well, I can't tell you about the brands now, because
but just to get an idea of what you have in mind.
It's got to come from where kids spend their maximum time. So they're spending time in schools. How we can partner institutions and schools in trying to help grow the kids' potential.
But like partnerships could be like in the video game segment or in the merchandise.
Yeah, it could be in the gaming segment. It could be with, for instance, we already have a tie-up with Xbox, that the Xbox machines are in our stores. We could have a tie-up with designers. We could have tie-up with Disney maybe. So, there are various kinds of tie-ups that one can have that can help you grow that business.
So you're looking to tying up with Disney?
Absolutely, and I think that, because kids are such an enormous ball of energy, that how you want to cater to that and how you want to cater to their needs, it's about partnerships that can help us grow our business.
So how many stores are we expecting in the specialty kids segment?
We should look at about 40 stores by end of this year. So we are looking at another 6 months, we look at about 40 stores, and really looking at that business exploding.
Now let's talk about women. How are you looking to capture the women wear segment?
I think for sports brands, and you can blame me for it, as market leaders, we've been guilty of not paying enough importance to this market. And I think that, I joke that in India, you get a new India every 3 years. And I think the women's market has seen the biggest change in the last 3 years. Women are far more determined today. They are asserting their stand in society. They are going to the gym. They are modernizing their dress sense. And they want to get fitter. So there's a huge potential for Reebok to own the women's fitness business.
So what are you planning there?
What we're looking at is that we're already starting to roll out standalone women's stores. And when we do that, because we know that a woman shop very differently from men. They need more space, they need more time to look at it, they want to shop in groups. Women shop in groups, they don't shop alone. So, we're creating different kinds of stores with different ambiances where women feel comfortable, they want to buy the line. And these are stores 100% merchandise dedicated to women.
So how many stores are we looking at and what's the time?
We are looking at 20 stores to start with in the premium segment, but very exciting collections there. So like I talked about Shamak, we have a special Shamak Dawar dance collection. We're looking at Manish Arora coming out with a very quiche line for women. We're looking at the Scarlett Johansson collection for them. We are looking at, in fact, we have an international type of a shoe called the Freestyle, where, they have taken some of the top stars and sort of, they've taken inspiration from it. So we brought that. In fact, Sagarika Ghatge, the Preeti Sabharwal of hockey in Chakde, she's one of our brand ambassadors, and she was actually sent to the US, and there's a whole shoe design on that, and we're sort of selling the Freestyle Forever product in our stores. So very exciting products on the dance collection, on the fitness collection, and this goes into apparel, this goes into footwear. One of the biggest markets for women is our fitness equipment. So, the gym ball and the tubings, because a lot of women are taking to fitness, they're getting personalized training. In fact, one of the big features in our women's stores is that at certain times of the day, we want to start providing fitness advice. So women can actually come up in a store and say, okay, I want to start a workout. And this is not about eating less or eating more. This is about fitness advice on how you start a workout, on what you do to increase your metabolism, how you get fitter, how you look better, how you look more stylish.
So what's the plan for performance stores? How many of them you plan to roll out, and what's the timeline?
On the performance side, we open one store every second day. In fact, my boss jokes with me. He says, what do you do on the other day? Because, if you look at it, we have the largest network of stores. And where the opportunity now lies is that, for instance, in NCR, we have 120 stores, and we are still growing. But also the opportunity is not only in the big cities, the opportunity is also in the smaller cities. So we are also expanding to tier 2, tier 3 cities. We are opening up stores in Gorakhpur, in Jharsuguda, where we find that there are people who are wanting to lead a very fit lifestyle, who are looking at an American-inspired brand, who are becoming very brand conscious, very style conscious, who want to buy into brands. And there's a business there. And so we see ourselves expanding into a lot of interiors of India. And today we are selling in about 185 cities. We are looking at growing to maybe 225 cities by the next 1.5 years.
So what's the target number of franchise stores you plan to have?
By end of this year, we are looking at 800 stores, because, we are opening one store every second day. So from 675, we move to 800. And the good part is that we are opening in many tiers of cities, and I look at that business growing multifold.
So talking about revenues, you're targeting women's segment and kids segment. What kind of percentage revenue expectations you have from there?
I think it's pertinent to talk here about the long term. And if I look at our women's business, there's no reason why our business should not be representative of their percentage of the population. So if the women are 48% of our population, I think in the long term, that's where we'd like to get to. And for the kids business, again, I think that's a very exciting business, and I see that becoming about 20% of our business. So if you look at genders between male and female, we are looking at a very even mix, 50-50. If you look at it by age, I think our junior end of the business should be at least 20%. And then the adult business, of course, is 80% divided between men and women. So I think that's pretty much the mix we're driving at, and I think there's a huge potential.
Welcome back. So let's talk about your merchandise now. Tell us about your fish fry collection and what's the plan for expanding that?
I think fish fry is, as I said, the jewels in the crown. And fish fry for us obviously is a very exciting collection designed by Manish Arora. And he brings out new collections every 6 months. And I think that amongst the designers, Manish is truly different. That in terms of, his sense of color, his sense of fabrics, of what he puts together is absolutely amazing. And with the relationship that we've developed with him, I think we are, the shoes are showcased in the London Fashion Week, they're showcased in the Paris Fashion Week. It's put designs coming out of India, the fish fry from RBK, onto the world map. And
so this is like the first Indian Reebok initiative to the world markets.
Yeah, I could say that. And if you look at it, those shoes are currently retailing in Harrods in London. They are retailing at Fred Segal, which is one of the top boutique stores from there. For instance, to throw names, Keira Knightley is one of our customers. She's actually bought a Manish Arora shoe from the West Coast, the Fred Segal store. So I think that it puts Reebok there. But more importantly, I think that the Indian market is getting ready for it. There's a market for it. We have shoes starting from 3,000 rupees, going up to all the way to 50,000 rupees. So there, and people look at us and say there is a market for a 50,000 rupee shoe in India, and I say yes. There are consumers who are connoisseurs of style and connoisseurs of the finer things in life who are willing to pay that price. And they want a shoe tailor-made to their design with Swarovskis on it, with the design element on it, various fabrics. So it's really exciting.
So how many fish fry stores are we looking at?
Well, fish fry I think sits right up there at the top and the tier 1. So we see a lot of our premium stores carrying the fish fry collection. We're also experimenting with some only fish fry stores, which are really, really exciting. If you look at one of our stores in the Garden of Five Senses, it's amazing. It's a black and gold feel to it. The ceiling is painted with certain drawings, and then he's got actors' pictures all over the place. So obviously it's a very different tone and feel. We're looking at about maybe 4 stores. So it's not a business that we want to look at and say we want to open multiple stores. But we'll be retailing Manish Arora from at least 30 to 40 rooftops in India.
So under the fish fry, that's going to be a super premium range. Yeah. What's going to be your most expensive shoe, most expensive apparel, and the most expensive gear? So
yeah, I think for Manish, it's epitome of fashion and design. So obviously the price starts from 3,000 rupees, and for a shoe all the way up to 50,000 rupees. And it's not just about price, it's about what goes into the shoe. It's about the Swarovskis in it and the design in it and the fabrics in it. For apparel, it goes from 2,000 rupees all the way up to maybe 10,000 rupees. But on the other hand, we also have, India is a big market for technology. People pay premium on technology if it helps them run better, or it's got enough cushioning in the shoe that can sort of help them start an exercise or feel comfortable in it. So for instance, we have lately launched the Hex Ride, which is our top-end technology. And if you look at it, this is a Hex Ride shoe which has got a honeycomb structure, and this technology is actually designed by NASA. This technology is used in spaceships, in spacecrafts, and it's a cushioning technology that we brought onto the shoe, and this sells at 6,500 rupees, and we don't seem to be able to make enough. We import this product in India and sells very well. So we got Hex Ride, which is like a technology shoe. So on the technology end, we start from 5,000, go all the way up to about 8,000 rupees. All
right, let's get some action in the conversation. Let's talk about sports. Tell us about your connection with sports. Let's start with IPL. How are you looking to play with IPL?
I think IPL has often huge learning for us. And we sponsor 4 teams. And starting from the Rajasthan Royals, who are at the top of the league today, we have just been inundated with demands for, like, for instance, the Knight Riders jersey. And we just can't make enough. So we've sort of been wrong-footed, but
how have been the sales like?
Oh, they've been tremendous. We will be able to sell over 25,000 jerseys of the Knight Rider jersey alone, the Han jersey. And what we were surprised was, it's not only people in Calcutta who want to buy the jersey, people in Bombay, people in Delhi, all over the country want to buy that jersey. If you look at the Bangalore jersey with Dravid's name on it, it's selling very well in Bangalore. If you look at the Rajasthan Royals, who sort of, come at the top of the table, their jersey, people want it. And I think that it's changing a phenomenon, that the jersey business can be huge. If you look at it here, what we've done, we've got the whole collection going on. We've got message tees, we've got the Knight Riders bag, we've got the caps, we've got shoes with gold on it. We sort of, consumers are finding it exciting. I think it is changing people's tastes. They want to support their local team. They want to look at the jersey, they want to wear it, they want to wear messages to it. It's a huge potential. I think next year, when we've seen the potential of this, And I think the next year, as the genie is out of the lamp, I think next year we can do tremendous business with it.
Besides jerseys, what other merchandise do you plan to sort of integrate with IPL?
Tremendous opportunity. We can look at, for kids, you look at kids' bags, you look at, we are looking at golden, we are actually doing that. We look at golden bats and golden hats and shoes. So the whole merchandise can go. Even on the lifestyle side, we challenged our lifestyle team and said that if you have the Knight Riders jersey that is a sports jersey for us, how can we take cues from that and put it out into a lifestyle cue? So how can we make that into a lifestyle product? And I think there's tremendous potential there. So going forward, I think that there's a lot of fan following for your teams. There's a lot of support for the teams, and that changes the way people wear sport clothing or they wear sports apparel on themselves.
So what other teams are you looking to tie up besides the existing 4?
Well, we got 4. We got a 50% market share, and I think that beyond that, I think we'll be accused of being too greedy. So we got 4 teams, and I think the focus on us would have to be to do justice to them, to sort of maximize the sales there. I think that's a win-win for us, for the consumer, and even for the franchise owners. So the more jerseys we sell, the franchisee owners get more royalty for it. So it's good for them, good for our business, and a win-win.
You just opened a specialized Kolkata Knight Riders merchandise collection in Kolkata.
Yeah.
Now, do you see that plan going forward with other teams as well?
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think that that's the way to go forward. Obviously, with Shah Rukh, it was a very high-profile event where we got him to come and open the store, and his personalized signed messages in the store, and the whole look was black and gold, was exactly the colors of his team. But even if you look at the other teams, the colors are very prolific. Super Chennai's got a nice yellow color to it, the very good sports colors. The Bangalore's got a nice red color to it. So if you see those colors, you can make a store, you can tell a story. See, the store business for us is all about telling stories.
So are you now looking specialized IPL stores? Is that what you're saying? Special
team stores, yes. So, I see ourselves having stores for Knight Riders or a store having for the Rajasthan Royals, and world over you have that. You'll have special team stores for instance, NFL teams. And we're going to have that in India, and that's a Western trend that is going to catch up in India.
So what's the timeline for rolling the stores, or do you have any plan in mind?
We are looking at the Knight Riders stores to start with. I think, so the league is now ending, and I think by next year when we start, we should have at least 4 to 5 stores for every team.
4 to 5 stores for every single
team? Yeah, it depends
on,
so the Bangalore, I can see us having a Bangalore sort of Royal Challengers Bangalore store in Bangalore, or a store that sort of signifies the Rajasthan Royals team in Rajasthan, in Jaipur.
Just to get an idea, what kind of revenues are you getting from these IPL specialized stores? Or what percentage do you see from the revenue side?
Well, we don't share revenues, but to tell you that I think this is a very exciting time. And if you look at the way our jerseys are and the way the pricing is, I think there's tremendous potential there. And if today we sold 25,000 jerseys in the Knight Riders team alone, I think the potential is maybe 10 times in the next year, once you've planned for it and you've done that better. Because this year nobody expected IPL to be so big, and it's just so much more exciting.
Right, so what are your target sales for IPL merchandise? Just to get a number out there.
I think we should target to have that at least maybe 4 to 5% of our sales, which could be very exciting.
So we spoke about IPL. Now, are you trying to connect with other sports too in the future, other specialized stores for sports?
Well, not I think at the store level. I think we sort of have so many stores, formats going. But if you look at it in sport, that obviously cricket and Bollywood are the biggest modes of communication in India. But beyond that, we're also represented in soccer, which is an upcoming niche sport. We sponsor the 3 big clubs in India, which is the East Bengal Football Club, Mohun Bagan and the Mohammedan Sporting. If you look at it, we're also looking at some top tennis teams. We sponsor the Davis Cup team. We sponsor Sunita Rao, who's the number 2 tennis star out of India, who sort of, I think she lives in San Francisco. We're also looking at, we were the sort of the Commonwealth Games. We were the sponsors of the Asian Games. So I think that there are a lot of other peripheral sports that are coming up, and they require a lot of support. They require a lot of focus, and we are providing that focus.
and this focus would be in all the merchandise product portfolio?
Oh yes, oh yes. I think that, we have very specialized tennis shoes, we have specialized soccer shoes, so it's all about getting the merchandise and the clothing and everything available for the consumers, and that's what it's all about.
So what percentage growth do you see in the sports wear segment?
You see, we are, the whole market is growing at about 30%. We are actually growing bigger than that because, we're gaining market share. So we are looking at growing about 30 to 35% year on year. And most of that comes from the sports performance category. So it comes in running, it comes in soccer, comes in cricket. With IPL, which is becoming so big, obviously, cricket as a segment becomes huge.
Right. How about exports? Are you looking to export out of India?
No, not really. Our main concern today is to be addressing the huge growth that we are seeing in the Indian market. And, the way more people are coming into segments, we're getting an avalanche of consumers, as I said earlier. I think our whole focus is trying to sort of address an Indian consumer yet. So from India currently, we are not looking at export in a big way. Small bits and pieces like the Manish Arora collection that gets exported from here, or the odd cricket shoe that is developed here gets exported. But more or less, we're looking at sort of growing and realizing the Indian potential.
Great. So is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, I think it's we are really into exciting times, and as India gets more fitter and gets more younger and more conscious of their fitness, I think we are very happy as a sports brand. And I guess our message to the Indian consumer is that get up and take that run, because it's all about your move.
That's right. It's all about your move, and we hope you enjoyed this action-packed interview with Zubinਦਰ Singh Prem, the Managing Director at Reebok India.